Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, all praise, honor, and glory is to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all you brothers, also laboring in this work. Continue to push out this gospel in all truth, faith, and sincerity. So, yeah, just want to get into a quick lesson dealing with these Sakari guys and the fact that they move in the same spirit as those wicked Pharisees, all right? Because although you had those Pharisees to come up against Yahweh Shai, there was some righteous Pharisees such as Nicodemus, Joseph of Arimathea. But for the most part, these guys who was in that sect of the Pharisees and the Sadducees, they was pretty much wicked, all right? And the scriptures tell you that there's no new thing under the sun, all right? Everything is pretty much recycled. Everybody come back in their lot. And these guys over here, Sakari, all right, starting with Chief High Priest Alizé, all right, or Alazar. We affectionately call him Alizé. And his second in command, Deacon Hakar, well, they're proving more and more that they was of that ilk, all right, that resisting force that actually came up against Yahweh Shai, man, that oppositional force. And it's playing out now. The scriptures tell you that there's nothing hidden that will not be revealed. And in this lesson, man, I just want to bring out a bunch of similarities, man, between this Sakari sect and those wicked Pharisees, all right? So I want to just get right into it. Start off in the book of Matthew, chapter 16, and verse 11. How is it that ye do not understand that I spake it not to you concerning bread, that ye shall beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees? Then understood they how that he bade them not beware of leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees, right? And this actually rings true to this very day, man. All right? Yahweh Shai wasn't just speaking about in those times. That spirit, all right, that doctrine is still out here today, man. And when you go into the history, the main foundation, what the Pharisees, built themselves upon was what? The law, man. That's why in the spirit, when Apostle Bob brought out that video dealing with predestination, this guy, Deacon Hakar, all right, when Apostle Gabar was showing the comments from the video that got put up, his main rallying cry was keeping the law, all right, which at no point over here at Great Millstone we ever dismissed the law, all right. But see, in their spirit, they only rallying cry, or they only tool or instrument to fight with is the law, and that's that's second nature to them. That's in their instinct. All right. Why? Because in the spirit, these guys are the wicked Pharisees and Sadducees. All right. Now, staying in the book of Matthew, this is Matthew chapter 23, and starting at the top. Then spake Yahweh Shai to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat, right? Which is what? Dealing with the law. That's the position that they take. And in the spirit, that's what these guys coming out their mouth with. And not only just Sakari or the Sakari movement, all right? Also, this guy's Nate. They're part of that set, all right? Because it was pretty much, it was different sections. Like you had the lawyers, which was the experts in the law, all right? And you had the Sadducees, and you had Pharisees, which those men are back today. That same spirit is back today. And the reason why we can identify it, because they're going to be an oppositional force to this truth, man, all right? No matter what Sakari or Alazar or any of these guys do, they try to will themselves like the guy tried to roll up on Apostle Tahar at the main camp. It's just oppositional force, man. It's a resistant spirit there, man. Because this goes all the way back to the time Yahweh Shai, all right? Verse 3, all therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not ye after their works. For they say and do not. And that's these guys, man. How dare you glory or boast in keeping the law when we know damn well you are not keeping the law, man. Because the scriptures tell you if you offend in one law, you're offending them all. So we know that you're not keeping all the high holy days. We know that you're not keeping the smallest of laws, which is the mixed fabric law, man. Mixed fabric in your garments. You're not keeping that law. All right. Verse 4, for they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and they lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers, right? Because they teach that you should keep the law. All right. But they're not going to relieve anybody from that burden because the law is a burden. It tells you that in Acts the 15th chapter, man. All right. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick, man. Let me get that. That's Acts 15. It's one of my favorite scriptures, man. It's Acts 15:10. Now, therefore, why tempt ye the Most High to put a yoke upon the neck of the disciples, which neither our fathers nor we were able to bear? Right, man. So you tempt the Most High when you put that yoke on men that you or your forefathers was able to bear, man, which was the law. We wasn't able to keep the law. Verse 11, but we believe that through the grace of the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, we shall be saved even as they. Right. So that's what it all goes back down to, what you guys have a problem with. Meaning you was those men that came up against Yahushua. See? Verse 5, but all their works they do for to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments. Right. These guys, meaning they don't limit they borders to just a simple garment. They make a garment out of their t-shirts. They make a garment out of a goddamn wife beater, man. And they works are to be seen of men, especially this guy Elazar and all these guys, man. The guy Deacon the Car, he made the rap video. He went into a rap campaign promoting his rap CD. That's to be seen of men. This guy Sakari, every time you see him, he got a goddamn Sonetta TV or some microphone shoved in his face. All these things are to be seen of men. That's how we know in the spirit you guys are the Pharisees. Oh, verse 6, it says, and love the uppermost rooms at feasts and the chief seats in the synagogues. Oh, chief seats, right? That name chief, don't it sound familiar? Don't this guy call himself chief high priest? Well, let me get a quick scripture right quick. I think that's, let me see. I think that's Matthew the 21st. Right, this is Matthew 21:45. And when the chief priests and Pharisees have heard his parable, they perceived that he spake of them. Right, so why is this word chief priest? Why did this guy Elazar chose the word chief high priest? Because he can't escape the will of the Most High. This is set up by the Most High, man. This guy's of that ilk. He's of the Pharisees, man. It's no coincidence this guy called himself chief priest, chief high priest, and all of a sudden one of the main ones to come up against Yahushua was the chief priest of the Pharisees. All right? You guys wicked, man. You those guys. Sorry to inform you, man, but it is what it is. I'm gonna just jump down to the point, all right? Hit a couple of points, should I say. This is Matthew 23. Start at verse 26, all right? Matter of fact, start at verse 24. Ye blind guides, Now remember, this is talking about the Pharisees, which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel, right? Means you straining at the simple things, all right? The beneficial things of the spirit, all right? The simple things such as mercy, you know, brotherly love and pushing his word and sincerity. You strain at that, all right? But it says, but you swallow a camel, meaning, yeah, you want to, all these deep things, you'll digest that, all right? Or attempt to. Verse 25, woe unto you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, which that word hypocrites is actor. And we see that these guys actors, man. These guys are straight up actors, all right? The whole, this guy Deacon Akar, yeah, I'm the second in command, the second in command. That's a fucking act, man, all right? It says, woe unto you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess. See? And when you watch these guys, Sakari, man, their garments is all shiny. Hey, even he made mention of that. He was selling the shirts. You know, he got the gold, he got the material. Who you think Yahweh Shah talking about right here, man? He talking about them Sakari niggas, man. And as well as Nate, all right? Because again, you had like 3, 4 different sets. You had the Sakari, you had the, that's the spirit. You had the Pharisees, you had the Sadducees, right? You had the lawyers. All these men came up against Yahweh Shah, and he cut them. Verse 26, thou blind Pharisee, cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. Verse 27, woe unto you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward. See, that's you guys, man. See the difference with us here at Great Millstone. We are known for having the, the bummy garments. Our outward appearance is not, attractive, man. It's not approachable, all right? But you guys, on the other hand, man, you got the flashy gold, the Sakari lit up in gold. You got armbands. Who you think Yahweh Shah talking about right here, man? It's you guys. You fit that bill, man. It says, woe unto you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, which again means actors, for ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and of all uncleanness. Verse 28, even so ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity, man. See that? That's you guys to a T. It says, woe unto you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because ye build the tombs of the prophets and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous, and say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. And look, man, you actually proved that you did that, especially this Alizé guy, man. He in the spirit, we believe that you had something to do with the brother out there, Uriah, man. Out there in Seattle, man, you had the man punched in the face. All right? Proving that you guys are of that ilk, man. All right? This is Matthew 22, verse 15. Then went the Pharisees and took counsel how they might entangle him in his talk. And they sent out unto him their disciples with the Herodians, saying, Master, we know that thou art true, and teachest the way of the Most High in truth. Who that sound like, man? That sounds just like Sakari and them, man, because they always get these backhanded compliments. Yeah, we learn from the elders and blah, blah, blah. But I got a question for you, looking this Deacon Hakar guy, did he not attempt to entangle the Apostle Gabar in his talk? So again, it says, and they sent out unto him their disciples with the Herodians, saying, Master, we know that thou art true, and teachest the way of the Most High in truth. Neither carest thou for any man, for thou regardest not the person of men. Tell us, therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not? So you see the point? You see the point? Is this not what these guys do? Is it not these Sakari guys, Deacon Hakar, the latest guy, to challenge the apostles, just like they challenged Yahushua? And what's their whole premise? What they build it upon? The law. That's why he said, is it lawful to give tribute to Caesar or not? See? And that's how this guy Hakar, man, came off. In this video, he was talking all smooth. Yeah, man, you know I saw the Apostle Buff video over there, but I got this question. Did the guy on the left hand, look, man, that's these Pharisees, man. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees, all right? Shalom.